to the track. So we spent the whole afternoon as soon as we got here putting on our new weight systems. These are brand new lead weights. You can see them right here on the back of the seat, and then we put another 10-pound on the front for 30 pounds total. This is really significant because it eliminates our wooden system, our plywood system that you guys saw before. That is all gone, and the troubles that were created by that with the handling of the cart should be fixed as well. So I just came in from a practice session and it went great. The cart feels amazing. I think I'm gonna knock the rear width out just a tad. We're bouncing a little bit on that long sweeping corner, but other than that, it feels fantastic. I talked to Morgan, and he's usually one of the front runners out here, one of the fastest, if not the fastest cart on track every weekend. Talked to him, and he's running a 43.1. and we are running a 43.4, so that's super exciting. We're right in there. As soon as we get in that race, I think we can find those little extra tenths and be competitive. It's almost time for the driver's reading, so I'm gonna head over there, and then we'll hop into qualifying. See you later. I just made it back from the driver's meeting, and there are 10 classes racing out here tonight, which is absolutely phenomenal. The attendance is so high, that's great to see. It is going to be a pretty late night, but I'm really excited because there is a lot of competition in the senior class. There are 18 total carts, and the goal is going to be to qualifying up front so we don't get caught up in any action in the midfield, damage the cart at all. We want to stay safe and out in front. Alright, so here we are for qualifying. Little kid off to the side, had to hit him with the wave. Coming out on track, I was a little bit late to this session actually. Somehow I missed the cue, so kind of had to rush down there with the cart and get it out on track. So here we are rejoining, and it looks like there's been a red flag. So sometime on that first lap, there was some kind of incident, someone spun, whatever, they decided to red flag the session. So here we are getting underway again. Number 8 in front of us, we actually passed him in practice. We know we're significantly faster than him on pace, so our goal is going to be trying to get past him and find our own clean air out in front. So cart off to the side here, and we're able to get past on the straight. So we have a little bit of air, but there's some carts in front here, so not quite close enough. It's their flying lap, so I'm not trying to dive down the inside and mess them up, but they were significantly slower, and you can see here they're actually like battling each other, which is qualifying. You never want to do that. You just want to find your own space and get your pace out. So this was starting to get really frustrating. And it went on for a couple laps, and I just couldn't get past because they were battling each other. So eventually I remembered that I can just take the cut through. So finally did that. Lost a couple laps, but fortunately I was able to find my own air and get some laps in at the end. So here's that new section of the track for the layout this week. It is backwards through that special chicane. I kind of like it. So now let's see how qualifying worked out. Fourth place, baby! Woo! Alright, so here we are lining up for the pre-final. I'm starting in a personal best position of 4th from qualifying, which is super exciting because of my first race back in a few months. So to be back and be in full speed, which is really cool. And so I'm really excited for this race, and we're only one spot away from a podium, so that's obviously going to be our goal, is to get on those podium spots to be ready for the final. So on these warm-up laps, just trying to get the cart all warmed up, tires warm and settled in, ready to go. You might notice we actually have racing shoes, new addition. We're no longer racing in sneakers, and let me tell you, these things are awesome. They're actually wrestling shoes, but they're essentially the same thing. And they just help tremendously with the feel of the cart. So here we are on the straight, lining up to go. Green, we got Tommy straight in front of us, we got Riley to the front right, and then we got Taylor to our direct right. So here we go. On the green, just try to keep it tidy into turn 1 on the outside, and luckily everyone pretty much makes it through. We're gonna have a little peek down the inside, but go ahead and back out. Don't want to get caught up in anything on the first lap. No reason to do that, so just tuck in and find our footing here in 4th place. Now, coming through these corners, you can see they're pulling a little bit, but we're sticking with them. So right now it's looking okay through that reverse chicane. Love that chicane popping up on the curbs there. Looking back, you can see in 5th place, Morgan, we've actually pulled a pretty good gap, even though it's only been like half a lap. So that's pretty encouraging. So now we're just going to try to keep up with this front group and make as much progress as possible on the group behind. As for the setup this race, I just kind of guessed. We spent so much time putting the weights on that I didn't have time to do any kind of testing or anything, so it is what it is. So here we go. Tommy spinning off to the left there, so that's going to put him down 2 positions, 3 positions actually, and promote us into 3rd place. So yes, we are in the podium places now, but unfortunately Tommy is so much quicker on track, so he's actually, I think, about a second faster per lap than we are on pure pace, so we're going to have to watch out for that. Now, coming to this hairpin, these next several laps, I'm going to do a little gap check. Nothing really happens, but you can see how our progress goes. So you can see Morgan is actually holding him up pretty well in the back there, so that's looking good for us. Pretty much maintaining a gap in front to Taylor, but behind is what we're kind of worried about right now. So looking back, Morgan and him are still fighting, so it's looking good for us, just holding out this 3rd place position. No mistakes, just head down. Another gap check a lap later, and you can see they actually fought a lot that lap, but Tommy is in front, so now you can see him pulling a gap and actually coming closer, so that's not exactly what we want to see. So now we really just got to get our head down and focused on making up the time in front and try to get away from him as much as possible. Like I said, for this race tonight, I didn't really have any idea what the setup was going to be. So I just really guessed on track pressures, like I just straight up put a random number and no setup changes. So here you can see we are approaching a back marker. So here goes Taylor down the inside passing him. And we are going to try our best to not lose any time. You can see Taylor lost a lot of time getting past him. That may work to our advantage, but right now we're just focused on getting past. So here we go down the inside into this long sweeping corner onto the back straight, and that works out pretty well for us. We pretty much maintain the same gap to Taylor as before, so not a big deal. We're just trying to hold out this podium position. So you can see Tommy is edging closer, and the back marker actually almost hit me there, but it's okay. All made it out all right. So now we really just got to get our head down and continue banging out these laps. So now we can see he is right on top of us right now, and we still got another lap to go. So here we are on the final lap, and he is on top of us. He's just right there. So now starting to make a couple mistakes. You can see me missing pretty much the apex there, and then here I get a little bit further out than I wanted to, and you can see he's creeping right up on us towards the end of this lap. Just push, almost there. And coming across the line, we held off 3rd position, so that's a podium finish in the pre-final. Great result, first ever podium in club karting, so that was super cool. Good thumbs up to him. Wow, it was an amazing race, and I'm really happy with the result. So now let's try to replicate that result in the final. Woohoo! So I just came in from the pre-final. Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. We ended up with a P3 finish, as you guys saw. Wow, what a race. I'm exhausted. You guys saw Riley just drove away in the distance, and then I was trying to keep pace with 2nd place, but it just didn't work out. I just couldn't catch him, and then Tommy was hunting me down at the end there. So very close, but we ended up with a P3. I'm excited for the final. I'll see you there. Alright, so here we are for the final race of the night. It is the final, so we just finished the pre-final and now it's for the final. So based on our finishing positions in the pre-final, it determines the grid order for the final. So we are starting P3, courtesy of our amazing finishing position in the pre-final. So on this warm-up lap, just trying our best to warm up these tires, get all focused for the race, and we're going to go ahead and start P3, which is on the inside, right behind pole sitter Riley Dickinson, and then to the left of him is Taylor, and then to the left of us is Tommy. So we got to keep an eye on Tommy. Remember, in the pre-final, he was chasing us down really hard, really fast paced, so definitely watch out for him in this fight for the podium position. So goal for this race, just hold on to this spot and finish on the podium. That's really going to be the goal. First ever podium in club karting. So here we go on to the starting straight, and let's see how this start goes. And here comes the green flag on the inside. Riley gets a great getaway, so we're going to go ahead and follow him through and actually pick up a position into second. You see we picked up a bug on the lens. That's going to be there for the whole race, so that's unfortunate. We go ahead and dip our wheels in the grass there. Unfortunately, we we send it just a little too deep on those cold tires, but it's okay because we didn't lose too much momentum, and we're holding on to the place. You can see Riley already driving away into the distance, so looks like we're not going to be able to compete with him. He's just so fast around this track. Let's take a look behind, and we can see Morgan has actually made up a couple places, and now he's into third. So that's exciting because I know he'll be battling with the guys behind, really trying to hold on to that podium spot, and that'll work to our advantage because it gives us time to kind of drive away from that pack. So now looking behind on the next lap, we can see Morgan is into that hairpin ahead of Taylor, and Taylor ahead of Tommy. And now we're just trying to get our head down and focus on driving away from the karts behind. So as we come into this next lap, we can see that the three of them are now fighting. So we got Morgan ahead of Taylor, ahead of Tommy, and they are just battling it out back there. And like I said before, as they're battling, they're losing time. So it's in our best interest to just go, and try to pull as much gap as possible. You can see Taylor making it move down the inside on Morgan and getting past. So a little human duress down the straight there. Try to get as much momentum as possible. So now, another lap later, we got Taylor right on us now. He's a lot quicker on pace, and we are approaching a back marker. So we're going to try to navigate this situation the best as possible, try to lose as much time, as little as much time as possible with this back marker. So coming into the sweeping left, not quite close enough to go for a move in here, and on the exit, he's just so slow, and we just can't quite get past. So now Taylor is so close, we can't even see him behind us. And now on the exit of this hairpin, we're going to try our best to get past. We get a run, and it looks like he's going to try to fight us into this hairpin. So I kind of give him a little wave, like, move out of the way, we're racing. But he actually hits Taylor into that hairpin, not looking around, so you can see me shaking the head. Not good conduct from the back marker, so that's unfortunate. But luckily, we didn't lose a position there. So now coming into this hairpin again a few laps later, it looks like, we dip our wheels into the grass a little bit, sent it too hard. And now we have lost a lot of momentum. Taylor has a great run on us, and I'm thinking forward. I'm not thinking behind, and so I was not aware that he'd be coming up our right side. So as we go, it's my responsibility to make sure he's not there, and I just wasn't looking, and I didn't see him until here, and at this point, it's too late. He's already going off, and so I have just forced him off the track, and that's completely my mistake. So I'm sorry, Taylor, and so I'll know better for next time. So luckily it didn't ruin his race, but it very well could have. And now we've got a bigger problem. We've got Tommy right on our back bumper. So now we have to figure out how to navigate this situation, find out where to defend on track, and now coming back onto this back straight. Luckily we get far enough ahead of him that he's not going to have a run, but into this hairpin we send it just a little too deep and miss the apex. So now he's got a run on us coming up into this corner. Decide not to defend it, knowing that Taylor is right there behind. So we're going to try to get a little switch back, but we didn't quite work out. And now Tommy has picked up that position, and we are down into third. So not a huge deal. We're still in the podium spots, but we've got Taylor right behind us, and now we're going to have a little bit of a problem trying to make sure that he doesn't get past. So we're going to try our best to catch right back up to Tommy and make an overtake back so we can get that comfortable second position if possible. Now coming onto the straight, we can see we get a little bit of a run, and on the end of the straight, I have a little bit more top end speed. I think he's geared a little bit lower than I am, so that's important to note. And you can see on the exit of this corner, he actually has a little bit of a slip up, so we get a run on the left side, so not quite a position for overtaking. We try to get a little bit of a switchback here. It works. So now we're alongside of him going down this mini straight, but unfortunately with this corner coming up, we just can't quite make an overtake here. He's just, there's not enough space for two karts to go there. So got to stay behind, and now it's going to be really close racing, and the three of us are all really bunched up for second, third, and fourth, battling it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of step away from this a bit and let you enjoy some of this really wheel-to-wheel racing. It was really fun to be a part of, and it's a little bit hard because you're in the middle of this pack of three, and you've got to focus on driving forward, trying to find the spots where you can overtake the kart in front, but you've also got to worry about when is that kart behind going to make that move. So enjoy this footage, and I will check in when something interesting happens. So you can see on the back end of the straight, we're gaining on him again, and now we're kind of in his draft, and we're gaining on him mostly on the exit of this corner here, this hairpin, and the exit of the next hairpin, but unfortunately we just can't quite get the kart in a position to make an overtake. So we're really just keeping up tight next to him and hoping that Taylor doesn't go for that move quite yet, and possibly force him into a mistake, because that would give us an easy opportunity to get past. But unfortunately, Tommy is a very experienced racer. He's been doing this for gosh knows how long, and so he's got a lot more experience than we do, so I expect his consistency is going to be very good. Another back marker there, doing the right thing and letting us by, so that was very good of him. And you can see Taylor is still right there behind us, so really just trying to push forward and keep this position. So coming out of this corner, you can see Taylor has a little bit of a run on us, not quite enough to make an overtake, but he's there. So now we got to really focus on defending from behind. You can see the white flag is out. So now we're in pretty much full defense mode. Tommy is starting to drive off a bit, and so now we're really just trying to hold on to this podium position as best we can. Now coming out of here, I tap that right side curb, which really slows my momentum, and down the inside here, Taylor makes a monster move into the sweeping left, and we just can't quite get him back out onto the straight here. So now coming into this hairpin, we try our best, and oh, he just puts the kart right in the right spot and defends really well. We just can't quite get past, and now we've only got a couple corners left to go coming into the hairpin, and we just can't quite get up alongside him coming out of there. So now coming across the line, we're going to go ahead and take 4th position as the finish. Not quite happy with that. Really wanted that podium position, but that's okay. I think Taylor really deserved that position after what happened earlier in the race. So good job to him, and I had a really fun time this race. So let's talk to me after the race was over. Oh my gosh, what a race. That was insane. I really hope you guys enjoyed that onboard footage. I had a blast out there running up with the front. It's so nice to have a kart that's capable of running up in the front of the pack. It just feels great. Yeah, I'm super happy with the way that the night turned out. I'd say this is ending on a great note. Unfortunately, it looks like right now, with the way that my schedule is set up for the fall, I'm not going to be making it to a lot of the races out here, which is really sad. But come January, I'll be right back out here making more videos for you guys. If you enjoyed the video and watched this far, please don't hesitate to leave a like down below. It really helps me out, and hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with my latest videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.